There will be a point in any man's life that there is a very deep desire to not exist. Because if you are truly a man, you would be ashamed of yourself with the collective reality. And as soon as you somehow become ashamed of this existence, you blame it on yourself. You get depressed. You simply choose the sensory desires over the existence itself. Because the very idea of ending your own life is not really feasible. Therefore, you choose to escape. You choose the mind over awareness. Or perhaps this comparison, mind versus awareness, is not a really fair comparison, because one is part of the other one, not the other way around. Mind is part of awareness. Therefore, we need to realize that when mind becomes painful, it's not because the existence, it's not because the awareness is unfair. It's because the nature of mind does not have any fair distribution in this collective reality. Some has totally different mind than my mind. Because to understand mind, we need to realize that mind is collection of thoughts, memory, emotions, perhaps so many other things, traumas, perhaps comfort, perhaps convenience, perhaps intelligence. But at the same time, this mind need to function inside something else that can measure the mind. Like we often hear about observing. What is this observing? What happens when you observe the mind? Most people have difficulties with these concepts. But it's very simple, it's not complicated at all. Because you can simply notice a thought. You can simply notice an emotion. Notice a certain desire. Notice a certain idea. As soon as you notice it, you measure it. Now this measurement could be totally different the way I measure my mind versus the way you measure your mind. I measure my mind perhaps based on totally different substance, because I did work on observing this mind for so long that somehow eventually this observing intensely will break your mind in a way that you get to see the pieces. You get to see that this mind is made out of a substance that is so fragile. You could be in prison of a glass jar, a huge glass jar. Imagine a huge glass jar that you are inside of it. It's made out of very, very thin glass. Now imagine yourself, you're sitting inside this glass jar, touching around yourself. You see the boundaries, touching around yourself. You see the walls. But somehow, stay in prison for many years, because the idea of breaking the glass is just one simple perspective, and you don't have that perspective. You simply sit there in that glass jar and get involved with the escape, get involved with the certain sensory overload. But in fact, you could break the glass and see that the world, the reality, is not what you've been looking at all your life. Now this intense observation, now this intense realization that the mind is not really you, that the mind is not really defining you, it's only identifying you. You start functioning in a totally different realm. You start functioning not in the experience anymore. You function as something that notices the experience, but it's not the experience itself. When your mind breaks, you enter the telepathic realm. And that realm simply can show you all the glass jars. That realm can simply make you see that the identity world is you. The identity world is nothing different. I am here talking, you are there listening, but as an identity, we are equal. As an identity, you're living my life and I'm living your life. You have your mind, I have my mind. You have certain addiction that is totally different than my addiction. You have different culture, you have different background, you have different empathic level, you have different trauma, you have different sympathetic level, different perhaps persona. But in the awareness realm, we are the same, we are the equal. We are the one that is observing this mind experience. Therefore, we communicate in the telepathic level. In the telepathic level, your sensory experiences is my sensory experiences too. Therefore, when you go through a certain extreme practices to be able to stay in the state of telepathy, to be able to stay in the state of awareness, to be able to stay in the state of simply flow, stay in the zone, then you might even see your past lives. Then maybe you become so advanced that you get to choose your next life. Then simply you become gracious. Then simply grace enters into your identity. Then simply you don't see any difference between you and others. Then simply, individually, works toward a fairer distribution of the mind. Because a fair distribution of the mind makes the game way more graceful, makes the game worth playing. But at the moment, the game is not worth playing at all. Therefore, you got to meditate. Therefore, if you don't meditate, the game stays rigged. all our lives, we try, we try, we try. For once, maybe stop trying. For once, maybe let the flow, let simply the observation of this reality, simply let the zone, this beautiful majestic possibility of existence, let it blow your mind away. Let it simply melt your mind away. Let it just simply show you that you are one nudge away from breaking the glass jar. Like just a simple nudge. You don't need much force, you know, it's just like tap and breaks. You got to let it go, you know, you got to make this extreme measurement worthwhile. When you look at the mind, you want to break it. When you look at the mind, you don't want to pamper it. Realize this, understand this. Knowledge will just pamper your mind. Knowing will just simply break it. Now, don't go on gather knowledge all your life. You know, it's like it's not gonna help. What's gonna help is experiencing it. What's gonna help is simply grabbing this dust and throwing over your own head. That breaks your mind. That simply breaks your mind. That changes the way you look at things. I can go on, make all these profound videos. You know, you get what I mean. You know, you that one person that sits there and watches these videos and simply get blown away. There is no mind there anymore, but at the same time, there is every mind available. That's, my friend, what we are looking for. The possibility of living in the flow. The possibility of not giving a damn single fuck. And stop trying. And stop trying to beat the odds. Because the odds are just simply against you. What's not against you is this existence. Literally, it's not against you. Literally is with you, is part of you. It's simply the observer. is the awareness of what is. And what is, my friend, is beautiful. What is just magical, majestic. These words, these concepts did not create themselves. We created them. And it's truly majestic. Let go of the wheel. Let it crash. Let it break. Let it just go toward the wall with 100 kilometers per hour. So I told you, many times, don't get hooked on the videos. I can go on make every day, but don't get hooked on the videos. Do your meditation. Observe. Be grateful. Simply appreciate life. Simply allow life to transform your reality. Simply love life. Simply let go of this unbearable desire not to exist. Just let go of it. Stop trying. Reduce the attachments. Don't introduce attachments. Reduce them, not introduce them. Next time you want to add any attachment to your life, physically and mentally, ask yourself, do I want to carry this all my life? Or it's just momentarily and I will let it go? If it's momentarily, fine, do it. The fuck with it. But if you're gonna carry it all your life, don't introduce it. You wanna buy a car? Buy a car. But don't go for the best one. If you want to participate in your addictions, your bad habits, the ones that you don't like and you despise yourself for it, it's okay, do it. But don't do it for the rest of your life. I think you get what I mean. I think I will let you go now. Maybe I make another video here after I sit and meditate a little bit, cool off. But thank you. Thank you for being around. Thank you for watching these videos fully. Thank you for allowing me to take you on this journey all of these things require a big tank because, you know, there are not many people out there watching these videos fully, you know. So, to you that you're about to meditate on your own, much love.